New year means new beginnings, right? So today I'm actually going to be sharing with you guys that I am taking the plunge to start a new Etsy shop from scratch. If you're kind of on the fence about starting an Etsy shop in 2024, I'm going to be sharing with you guys why I decided to create a new one from scratch. And I also want to share why I would encourage you to start an Etsy shop for the new year. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So just a quick backstory of who I am behind this channel. My name is Melanie and I started my Etsy shop in 2022. And over the past year, I have made more than $17,000 just selling printables through my Etsy shop. And if I can do it, and I literally had no experience with graphic design or how to do like those technical parts setting up an Etsy shop, I believe that you can do it too. So on this channel, you can expect tips and strategies on how to start an Etsy shop and how to grow it. I know that I'm not like a big Etsy seller and I don't make six figures every year. So what led me to create this channel is because I feel like there is such a gap between like someone who's starting an Etsy shop or considering starting one to these big Etsy sellers who are making like six figures a year. It just feels like there's no in between, and my Etsy shop doesn't make six figures a year. Oh, that is so weird. Like my goal for my Etsy shop is not to get to six figures. It's just that I have found a source of side hustle income that has helped me to provide for myself in terms of gaining more financial freedom. And I want to be able to share that with you in hopes that, you know, if you are feeling discouraged in your Etsy journey, you can make thousands of dollars in revenue as time goes. I want to be able to fill in that gap of getting you from point A to point B, and maybe down the line you'll get to point C. So this is what my channel is about. Let's get into like why I've decided to even start an Etsy shop. So I have currently 3 Etsy shops, and one of them is like completely dead. Since I haven't made a sale in a month, I think I would consider that a dead Etsy shop because, you know, if you're consistently posting and you're in a niche that is high in demand, then there's clearly something wrong with what I'm doing. And of course I know what it is. I am not consistent with product creation, and I haven't been creating. That's the big one. And I was thinking for the new year that I wanted to revive this dead Etsy shop by starting from scratch, meaning that I am going to just start and launch a new Etsy shop with the products that I have already created and create even more products off of those original ones and just revamp my branding from scratch. I want to learn how to be more consistent when it comes to product creation because I feel like that is the hardest part for me when it comes to, you know, an Etsy shop, and that's one of the biggest foundations for finding success on Etsy. So it's kind of a given that, you know, I'm not really seeing sales because I haven't been consistent with product creation. And going into this new Etsy shop for next year, I want to be consistent creating, whether that's every day, every 2 days, or like every week. I just want to create a routine for myself that I can actually stick to and be realistic about. So you guys are kind of like my accountability system, me recording myself saying this, like I'm just putting this out into the world that yes, I'm gonna be consistent about this new Etsy shop. And because this is like a personal challenge to me and I'm sharing that with you guys, I feel a bit more motivated to keep at it. So the second reason why I decided to start a new Etsy shop is I wanted to take advantage of my off season for my other Etsy shops. My main Etsy shop is more seasonal, so I tend to make my best sales around the summer and fall seasons. And then when it comes to like winter and spring, it is a bit slower, especially winter. So I thought that I would delegate my time to starting a new Etsy shop that isn't really seasonal. It's more consistent, I feel like, in terms of the niche. So yeah, I wanted to take advantage of starting a new shop around this time. So let's jump into what this new Etsy shop series will look like on YouTube. For the next 6 months, from January to June, and why I specifically chose 6 months is because I feel like that is a good number or indicator for me to post videos about it. Maybe I might post videos after 6 months, but it really depends on like who is still interested in watching this challenge after 6 months. Because I notice, and this is probably because I watch so many like challenge videos on YouTube or TikTok and blah blah blah, I do notice that after 6 months, like that engagement with like viewer engagement kind of just dies down as time goes, which is, you know, it's natural. So I think after 6 months, I might do like a 1 year update. Next 6 months, I'm going to be sharing my income reports with you. These are completely honest and transparent. Even if I make like no sales the first month, I'm gonna share that with you guys. I don't have any goals in terms of income because I really don't want to like pressure myself to hit a certain number. Instead, I'm just gonna focus more on the technical side of learning how to start an Etsy shop, learning how to brand it correctly, and learning to create a system that allows me to be consistent with product creation. I'm also going to be sharing my wins and challenges of starting a new Etsy shop for the next 6 months. I want to be, again, very authentic with you guys of what that looks like behind the scenes. Last but not least, I want to share with you guys my strategies and tips that have helped me to grow my Etsy shop. On the other hand, I want to share strategies and tips that didn't work for me that I applied to this new Etsy shop, and I'm going to share that with you as well. That brings me to my next point. What niche am I going into? I honestly saw a lot of potential with my dead Etsy shop, which is actually why I started it in the first place. I actually revamped my branding like twice and I wasn't making sales. So I feel like maybe I wasn't devoting my time to creating the right products, even though the niche was very high in demand, or still is very high in demand. This niche is Canva templates for businesses, and that is the niche that I'm still going into for this new Etsy shop. This niche is actually in my free ebook, my 37 digital product ideas that you can start selling on Etsy. So in this ebook, I've actually included specific product ideas that you can create, potential monthly revenue that you can gain, and how much you could be selling each product for. Now, this leads me to my last point of why you should start an Etsy shop in 2024, or at least consider it. So the first reason is that the trend of e-commerce in 2024 is booming. According to an article I read, Etsy has 96.2 million buyers in 2023. That means that there are hundreds of thousands of visitors coming to Etsy and potentially searching up a product that you might be selling. So the second reason is more money never hurts. Imagine the possibilities of just making extra income. Even if you're making less money in your sales on Etsy, it's still worth it to have an Etsy shop because it reaches an audience who wouldn't have found or bought from you otherwise. And reason number 3 is there's an audience already on Etsy. If you don't have a following, you're not an influencer, it can be hard to get people to buy from you like on your website or something like that. But the best thing about Etsy is that there are already millions of buyers on its website. So you actually don't have to start from scratch trying to find a potential audience or trying to figure out a way to market your products because Etsy already has millions of buyers coming to its website. If I could just wrap this up, I see Etsy as an opportunity to diversify your income. If you have extra time on your hands, whether you're a student, a stay-at-home mom, or you are looking for like a side hustle to get started with, if you have those extra few hours in your day, I would strongly consider starting an Etsy shop in 2024. You honestly don't know what the possibilities can be with having a side hustle income. So if you guys are interested in starting an Etsy shop, comment down below saying I'm ready or just your goals for your new Etsy shop. Yeah, I'm so excited to be sharing my new Etsy shop journey with you guys for the new year. I hope you guys have a good day and I'll talk to you guys later.